Behind-the-scenes secrets of Twilight and the cast. Hello dear, welcome to my Allison News channel. On my channel, you will find viral update news. Please subscribe my YouTube channel. 15 years ago, director Catherine Hardwicke embarked on the challenging journey of bringing Stephenie Meyer's Twilight to the big screen. At the time, Twilight wasn't the cultural phenomenon it is today. Hardwicke recalls, "You have to remember Twilight wasn't Twilight at that time. It wasn't like we were doing a Marvel movie. Nobody even thought it was going to be particularly successful." This was despite having Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson in the lead roles. From using melted cheese for skin effects to Kristen Stewart suggesting "Flightless Bird, American Mouth" by Iron and Wine for the prom scene, Hardwicke offers a glimpse into the behind-the-scenes magic of the first film. One of the most crucial scenes to get right was Edward and Bella's first interaction in the biology class. Hardwicke trusted Stephenie Meyer to write the dialogue for this pivotal moment to ensure it stayed true to the book. "That's such a memorable scene in the book," Hardwicke says. "This is the first moment that any kind of contact is made, so I wanted enough time to film that so I would have great shots of her and him, and to be able to play with the camera a little bit so we could feel how those two are connected." Hardwicke wanted the audience to feel the anticipation of Edward and Bella's relationship. "It was more exciting to see that than if you just see two people slam into each other and start kissing. That misses all that beautiful anticipation that the book has," she explains. The scene where Edward reveals his true nature to Bella was also adapted differently from the book. Instead of the vampire confession happening in Edward's car, Hardwicke chose an outdoor forest setting. "I love that location with the rocks and the moss. We had another location, it got snowed in so we couldn't go there. At the last minute, I had to go find something else," Hardwicke reveals. She found a spot near a restaurant and transformed it into the perfect forest location for the scene. "We really made it our own little world." Creating Edward's skin of a killer was another challenge. Hardwicke had to be strategic about when to show Edward in the sun. In the book, he's in the meadow and there's quite a long scene of dialogue where he was just sparkling the whole time. "We could not afford that," Hardwicke says. "We could only afford a couple of sparkling shots. I actually thought that was more effective though anyway. Just to see a taste." The iconic baseball scene in Twilight was a team bonding experience for the cast. "That was like our team bonding. Cam Gigandet and Jackson Rathbone were already pros, but the rest of us were not. So we had our own baseball training, which was really cool," Hardwicke recounts. The scene took multiple days to film and faced challenges like rain, but it was a fun brainstorming process. Ashley Green had to learn how to pitch. Nikki Reed had to learn how to slide into the base, Hardwicke says. Kellen Lutz, who plays Emmett Cullen, recalls Hardwicke's unique direction during the baseball scene. "During the baseball scene, Hardwicke had us acting like cats and bears and animals, so we could give life to these vampires who are the undead and don't have much going on." Jackson Rathbone, who plays Jasper Cullen, remembers his improvised baseball bat trick becoming a fan favorite. "A lot of people thought it was CGI, and I've had to prove it many times that I can do it in real life," he says. The use of "Supermassive Black Hole" by Muse in the baseball scene was a nod to Stephenie Meyer's writing process. Stephenie Meyer mentioned that she was listening to Muse the whole time she was writing the book and that was her soundtrack, so I knew we had to use them in some way, Hardwicke says. Hardwicke additionally thought of significant lines, like "You better hang on close, bug monkey." She makes sense of, "I understood that occasionally it's very difficult to act when you have no lines. We have a ton where individuals are simply taking a gander at one another and there's a ton of eye-to-eye connection, so I thought, I want to concoct a few additional lines. So I composed like 10 lines, and that was one of them. I give it to burglarize and say, assuming you feel like it, you can express one of these lines." And he read them all and he goes, "Hang on close, bug monkey." The battle scene among Edward and James was the main scene the cast and team shot. Hardwicke makes sense of, I had done Rulers of Dogtown and I had shot the greatest, most troublesome scene first since I needed to get it over with. In any case, on the off chance that you don't shoot those large scenes first, you simply stress over them. It resembles a weight looming over your head the entire time. With a restricted financial plan, Hardwicke needed to get innovative. For instance, during the battle scene, the group involved dissolving string cheddar for James' skin. In the event that you look carefully, you could see Pattinson spit the string cheddar out onto the floor. Robert Pattinson's "Let Me Sign" playing behind the scenes as Bella bites the dust was a spontaneous expansion. Nikki Reed let me know one day, she goes, "Burglarize has an extremely striking voice. Like an old blues artist. You wouldn't trust it's Burglarize," Hardwicke says. Subsequent to hearing Pattinson sing, Hardwicke persuaded him to re-record in a companion storage room. He recently began playing and we recorded it. I took that recording and put it in the film. I thought it worked and raised the scene to an entirely separate level. It's simply so heartfelt and terrible. The prom scene toward the finish of the film was another paramount second. Kristen Stewart proposed "Flightless Bird, American Mouth" by Iron and Wine for the scene. She put the song on and I was moved quickly. So she and Ransack, Pattinson, began moving to it and I could see it, believe it. I realized that was all there was to it, Hardwicke says. Hardwicke was at a Radiohead show when she settled on 15 Stages for the end credits. When I heard 15 Stages live, I realized it must be the tune playing toward the finish of the film, she says. She additionally chose to put the end credits clearly and show every one of the entertainers' names to give them acknowledgement. These and the background mysteries uncover the imagination and commitment that went into making Sundown a darling film. From ad-libbing lines to changing areas, the cast and group worked enthusiastically to rejuvenate the story.